Hey everyone, I just wanted to give you guys some tips on, since it's getting warm and it's getting to be that time of year, your transit may develop some coolant leaks. I'm going to give you the 3 most common places that I have replaced leaks on a transit. The number 1 is this guy, so I can get you in full frame. This guy goes over from the passenger side of the radiator up next to the power box and into the coolant bottle. And that point where it connects on the coolant bottle is where I'm going to show you in the video one of the other sneaky places that it may leak. This guy, it is, I'll leave the part number in the description, but just real quick, it is Kilo Mike -5411-1 X-ray. That is the part number from Ford. It's not too expensive, but it gets brittle. It gets brittle and it snaps real easy. It'll crack on you at first, and it'll only leak when the vehicle's hot. So it'll leak while you're driving. When you park, it might leak a little bit, but once the vehicle cools down, it stops leaking. So you may not see a whole lot of coolant on the ground, but you'll notice that you keep losing coolant out of your bottle. This may be one of the places that it's doing it. The other place is probably the coolant bottle. Now, the other place that if you leak, you'll know about it in a hurry is this hose right here. It goes from the passenger side of the radiator over to your thermostat housing. It is part number Kilo Mike -6853-1 X-ray, and I think I have a picture that I'll post in the video. This thing just swells up like a pregnant dog, and when it goes, you lose all your coolant in a matter of seconds, and if you don't shut it down right away, you're gonna do severe damage to your engine. Go ahead and replace this guy. I tell you what, get your transit hot, drive it, then park it, hop out and look where this goes into your thermostat housing. I bet you it's probably swollen. And if it's not, just go ahead and replace it anyway. This is like a $30 hose, and it's cheap insurance. It's a pain in the butt to do because it's wedged in there in front of the engine, and the clamps are a pain in the butt. I'll show you the tool that you probably need to get to replace this. But yeah, definitely go ahead and replace this guy. I've replaced them all in the fleet. Just because I don't want an ambulance breaking down because it puked out all of its coolant, and EMTs never shut the damn thing off, even though it's got every bell and whistle screaming at them. And I'll show you the video of the coolant reservoir bottle, the degas bottle, real quick, and its common leak. That one's pretty sneaky because it may not leak all the time. Usually only leaks while driving, so you really don't see a big puddle underneath the vehicle. But you will lose coolant out of your bottle. You'll lose a lot of coolant out of your bottle. And you kind of have to pull up on that little nipple that comes off of the bottle, and you'll see the leak. I'll show you here in the video. Yep, there it is. Broke that neck. So I just realized when I made that other video, I was a buffoon by calling it the thermostat housing. It's not the thermostat housing that hose goes into. It is the coolant inlet pipe that goes underneath the intake and runs to the back. The 3.7 has the same inlet, but you can see right here, it'll swell up real big on you when you look down there. That right there is where it'll be swollen. I'll show you the picture. But that guy right there is a bit of a pain in the butt to replace. This is where that one plastic hose I told you it connects to, and right below that, I hope you can see, is the clamp for that guy. The front clamp up here is not too bad to get to. See if I can get you a better angle. That's not too bad, but that one down there is about impossible to get to without any tool like this guy right here. This is a remote cable actuated hose clamp plier. As you can see, when you pull, it pulls it on down. This is about a $30 tool. You can probably find it cheaper off of Amazon. Lyle makes a good one. That's what this one is a Lyle. It will make this job a whole lot easier, even though it's still pretty difficult. And then this is where that plastic line runs. I was showing you. It runs right along the radiator here. It gets zip tied to other stuff. Runs right next to your power box here. And then there's that nipple that typically leaks. As you can see, this coolant reservoir bottle has been replaced because it's a very common problem on these. It's the same on a 3.7 and a 3.5, but the 3.5 just tends to develop the problem more because it makes more power. So more power, more heat. So I hope that helps you. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for this video. I just wanted to show you guys that. I know a lot of you guys have transit RVs or campers, anything like that. I highly recommend you check those 3 points before you go out on a long distance trip to make your life a whole lot easier. Now, the dealership's not going to charge you a whole lot. Well, I mean, in perspective, a whole lot to replace that. It's not real hard to do yourself, but if you're not mechanically inclined, check those. If you see the problem, take it to a dealership, get it done. They're also going to change out your coolant while you're there, so you'll get your coolant flush out of the way. But definitely do it before you go on a long trip. Otherwise, it may make your long trip a nightmare. They do go out pretty quickly. Only 2 of our 8 transits are over 100,000 miles. We're kind of new to the transit since 2017 is when we started utilizing them. And I've replaced almost all of them. So if you have a newer transit, I would highly recommend you get that replaced, even though you think, oh, it's new, it shouldn't be a problem for me. Just go ahead and replace it. Honestly, I would replace all 3 of those components that I just showed you about every 60,000 miles, because that's about when I start seeing them fail. So I hope that helps you guys. I have some more videos coming. Any suggestions? I may do a video on replacing that coolant hose and this plastic guy and the coolant bottle. It's super simple. I might just do all 3 together in one video the next time I get one in here that I need to replace one on. Kind of unfortunately, I'm kind of late to the game on that one because I've pretty much done them all. Any suggestions, please leave them in the comment box below. I'll be making more videos on the how-tos for the transits. Thanks. Like, comment, and subscribe.